Feels like that announcement was like the movies were so
TNMP, the Nerdy Misfit Podcast, with your hosts, Connor O'Neill and Matthew Hughes.
What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Nerdy Misfit Podcast.
What's up? We are halfway through August already, it feels like.
Zooming through the August, the remaining month of the summer.
Which this summer, truthfully, flew by.
As it always does.
Always does, every dang time.
And we have to work through the whole summer.
Exactly.
You know, it's not like when you're a kid and you're like...
We don't have summers off.
It's like summer break and you're like, wow, I was gone in an instant. It's like it's gone in an instant and you had to work through it.
Yeah.
It's like a double whammy.
It's a double whammy, and it's not a good double whammy to have. But if you're new around here, welcome to the Nerd Misfit Podcast, where we talk about DC, Marvel, anime, manga, mostly anime manga, some Star Wars, some D&D from sometimes, some food once in a while, Harry Potter that one time, Pokemon occasionally.
Whole bunch of nerd talk. Percy Jackson.
Yeah. Red Rising by Pierce Brown. There is a lot that we talk about. Some Brandon Sanderson. It's a little bit of everything.
You say that, but we haven't talked about those other two things. But maybe.
But we've mentioned it briefly here and there.
Oh, yeah, true. It's been brought up.
Sprinkled in. But yeah, so if you are a fan of any of that stuff and you haven't subscribed, you should.
It's a good time.
It's a good time to subscribe. Right now. Right now.
You can hit the bell and you get notified every time we post. It's actually quite simple. We post podcasts every Wednesday, 9 a.m. Unless there's something
Eastern
wrong.
Standard Time.
Unless there's something wrong.
There's something wrong, which there has yet to be anything wrong.
Whew, fingers crossed.
So,
knock on wood.
Yeah, so if you're a fan of that, you should be subscribing. And board games. We talk about board games sometimes,
we have talked
too.
about board games, yeah.
But yeah, so subscribe, comment, like, the whole shebang.
And what are we talking about today, Matt?
Today we are talking about news from two big cons that recently came out, San Diego Comic-Con and Gen Con, which Gen Con is board game based in theory, and San Diego Comic-Con, which is obviously the biggest, most popular Comic-Con in North America.
Yep, yeah, definitely the largest.
And, you know, DC usually has a panel. Marvel has a panel. Lucasfilms, George Lucas himself,
was there.
For the first time ever, he was on
there.
stage. The man who sold
Wonder if he's
Star
bored.
Wars. He's probably so bored. Dave Filoni hasn't been working as much, so he's, you know. But anyways, yes. So, obviously, some big news came out of San Diego Comic-Con. Not as much as I thought we were going to get, to be honest.
Yeah, it was a little bit more dry, if you would.
Yeah, last year we got the big reveal of Doctor Doom and everything like that, and this year Marvel wasn't even there.
Well, you win some, you lose some.
Exactly. But yeah, so we figured we'd take this episode and highlight some things that we thought were interesting that came out of San Diego Comic-Con. Obviously, there's a big thing. There was a lot of Star Trek news that came out. Connor and I, not Trekkies.
Yeah, it was very Trek-focused, so unfortunate for us because that's one of the few
fandoms that we are not involved with.
At all.
I watched Star Trek Voyager when I was younger. But, yeah.
Is it Chris Pine?
Yeah, I have watched the J.J. Abrams trilogy as well.
I've seen the first two, I think. But that's
Okay.
it. And I've, all the other Star Trek knowledge comes from The Big Bang Theory or from Young Sheldon, quotes.
That's so fair.
That they
the needs of them
My
anyway.
mom was a Star Trek fan.
Oh, she was a Trekkie grown up, eh?
And she also does not like Star Wars at all.
Well, big yikes.
Yeah. Red flag if you ask me.
But let's start with DC Comics. Obviously, Superman came out a few weeks ago. If you want our opinion on that, jump back in the catalog a few episodes. We talked about it. But two big things that came out, obviously, one being there's a new Batman animated movie coming out.
Oh, I love me some Batman animated movies.
Exactly. Getting a theatrical release, at least in Mexico. Don't know if we're going to get it in the States or Canada.
Do you think they're starting to do that because of the popularity of the anime movies and how they are starting to show that they can actually make a decent amount of money?
On animated stuff? Yes, I do agree. 100%. I think anime is revolutionizing the film industry in the Western front to be like, hey, if
something
you make
new, where it's not that, we have Pixar films and DreamWorks, but
yeah, I mean, think about Spider-Verse. That was the first theatrical animated superhero film in a good chunk.
And it did very well.
Exactly.
Both of them.
And if you look at the theatrical movies of Batman that we saw, like when we were younger, Batman Mask of the Phantasm, theatrical release in late 90s, early 2000s, and that's a great Batman animated film.
Great.
But this one is called Aztec Batman Clash of Empires. It's a historical piece. Obviously, it's Aztec, so it takes place in the past, and we see a alternate timeline of Batman when he tries to basically, surprise, surprise, stick up for people. It's a lot to
Those
do
Batman
with
morals just in
an
different
Aztec.
package.
Yeah. We see it's during the court of King Mochizuma II, the second.
okay.
Don't know if that's an actual person, but basically this guy stops the Spanish invaders from attacking. So the animation style is very unique, I find. It's different. We'll throw a picture up here. And you guys can kind of see what we mean by the artwork. It's a little bit different. Not bad, just different.
Just different.
And also on the DC front, we have Peacemaker Season 2 trailer, which I haven't watched Peacemaker
Is
Season
part of
1.
the DCU, yes.
Was part of the DCEU, but is also part of the
Carrying
DC.
over.
Yeah, so James Gunn did this huge interview because people were asking that question, and he's like, everything in Peacemaker Season 2 onward is canon, and anything that's mentioned in Season 2 referencing Season 1 then becomes canon.
Which makes sense.
But Season 1 as a whole
Will not be.
is not quite canon.
Well, you'll have to watch season 2 to know what's canon from season 1.
Yeah, which seems a little hectic.
Clever.
But yeah.
Clever way to get people to watch it.
And Season 2 has Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, and Maxwell Lord, and Mr. Terrific in it, so it's obviously connecting directly with the Superman film. But yeah, that's the DC Comics film TV front, I guess.
Wow, not that much.
Not that much there either. I mean, we know Supergirl's coming, but they just started shooting that, so there wouldn't have been any
valid.
Supergirl stuff, really.
That's valid.
And Green Lantern's just wrapped the show, so we don't know.
Disney Plus, biggest thing we had was another
A proper
teaser trailer for Percy Jackson season 2. Man, feels like it was forever ago that we watched the first season. Are you excited?
I'm pumped.
Even though
It's my least favorite book. We got to get through this because they've already started shooting season 3.
we gotta get through it.
And
That's good that they're shooting.
Yeah.
I like that
the
they're
pacing is nice because
it feels like they're gonna rip through the first series and hopefully more if the first series does, like, series being the first set of books.
Yeah,
Hopefully
the first 5, yeah.
it does well from the show perspective.
Which,
and
I mean,
they will
yeah.
keep going.
Season 1 did really good. Season 2 is obviously my least favorite book, but it has good moments.
Yeah.
I know
Has iconic characters from mythology.
Iconic characters that we have yet to see.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's only season 2. But I'm pumped because of some interesting characters that show up. We got revealed what Tyson looks like.
Yeah.
Per the Cyclops.
It was unsettling looking.
A little bit, but how can you make a Cyclops look good
Yeah.
in CGI? That's
valid.
I've seen worse Cyclopses.
No, you're
so
absolutely right.
I arguably think that the Percy Jackson Sea of Monsters movie Cyclops for Tyson looks worse.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, and we've also recently read a good chunk of the Percy Jackson series.
You didn't read Trials of Apollo yet, right?
No.
No.
But I've read the first 2.
Yeah,
series,
you read the first
full
2
series.
series, and the final Percy Percy Jackson book of the sequel series, which is just a trilogy, finishes in October.
Yes, so you're trying to crank out.
Yeah, I have. I don't know if I'm gonna do because there's the 2 Percy Jackson books, which then will lead directly into this one.
Yep.
Then there's also a Nico spinoff,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're coming out with another Nico spinoff that comes out in September. So
Okay.
I'll have 2 Nico books, which they're
Same
side
writer?
stories. Rick Riordan partners up with another writer, so it's dual
Okay.
writed.
So more like he's just lore checking, more of like an editor. Being
Kind
like,
of, yeah. I think Nico's one of his favorite characters. So
He's
he
kinda there
wants
to be
give it
like,
extra love.
yeah,
but
no, that's right. That Nico
Yeah.
would. That's correct. Like he's more revising and making sure that is how the character would react.
He
and
takes
what makes sense.
the 2 Nico books take place after Trials of Apollo, I think, but Nico also disappears for like a book.
Okay.
So we'll see. I don't know. I haven't read them yet, so I can't say. But probably the biggest news for us from San Diego Comic-Con? Arguably,
It's definitely
I don't
news.
know. It's news. How do you feel? Share
I
with the
mean,
class.
I haven't not seen the full scope. I just saw I was just reading
Okay.
because San Diego Comic Con was while I was away.
Yep.
So I didn't really watch any of the trailers or any of the stage
Mhm.
where they're revealing all the stuff. I kind of just read synopses of
Okay.
everything that's going on. So haven't seen much about it. I mean, it's a very popular series, which is feels like it's wrong to say Avatar because I don't think you're supposed to say Avatar in referencing the series, but more Avatar, not The Last Airbender, but a new sequel
Sequel.
to the Avatar Last
Yeah.
Airbender. The next, I don't know how did they say
Depends.
which Avatar this is? Is she after Korra or
Yeah. So the way the new Avatar show is gonna be which is called Avatar Seven Havens, I believe. So you have Avatar: The Last Airbender, then you have Avatar: Legend of Korra, then you have this one, which is gonna be two Earthbenders. One of them will be they're both the Avatar. One of them will be more spirit, like the spirit plane, like the astral plane.
yeah?
One will be here, and basically we're picking up after Korra basically destroyed the astral plane, and they're trying to piece it all together. But now everyone hates the Avatar,
Interesting.
so it's like a weird, not dystopian, but
it's a time period in which the Avatar is not the peace bringer,
exactly,
Yeah,
and it's
interesting.
two twins.
But they're trying to bring it back to.
Yeah. That's what I can remember on the top of my head from reading descriptions in the past. It seems like it could be good. I don't want to get my hopes up.
I mean, I do
But-
like the Avatar series.
Yeah.
Definitely an all-time favorite cartoon. Obviously, more lean towards The Last Airbender,
Yeah.
which if you didn't know, Matt never actually watched until we had the podcast.
Yeah, we did a whole podcast episode onto it, pre-video.
Pre-video, yeah, just the
So-
audio. And
The audio
Matt had
days.
never watched it.
And I have
before.
yet to watch Legend of Korra. So if you guys want me to watch Legend of Korra, please let me know in the comments
Yeah,
below.
we can watch Legend of Korra and have a
The
discussion.
whole
about
episode about it.
It. Might have to watch
Um,
all of Last Airbender again.
I might have to, or at least the last season to kind of refresh my mind. And speaking of obviously last Avatar: The Last Airbender, they announced that the movie The Legend of Aang will premiere on October 9th, 2026, which
Feels
is
like that announcement was like the movies were so long ago,
Yeah.
and we're only just finally
getting a
getting-
release date
for
it.
next year.
For
I
another
know.
full extra 14 months.
But I'm more excited for
But-
that.
Me too. I am excited to see Dad Aang,
I'm excited to just see older Aang, more mature, hopefully.
older Zuko, who is voiced by the one dude from Walking Dead, Steven Yeun.
Okay.
He's big in the certain fandoms, so I was excited about that. Yeah, moving into comic book news. These are the two things that I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
And I was telling Connor about this. I feel like comic book universes are just crossing over with everyone. Like Godzilla
Why
is
not?
having a crossover with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. To give you context, Godzilla has done 2 crossovers with Power Rangers. Power Rangers has done a crossover with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Godzilla makes sense in the Power Rangers.
It does. It does.
They already are fighting
Outside
a
of
bunch of
that-
kaiju monsters.
Exactly.
It
So
kind of
makes
just
sense.
fits.
But
Get
it's
in the
when
Megazord and take them down.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Godzilla and King Kong have fought with the Justice League, and King Kong got a Green Lantern ring at one point.
That's a little
Godzilla is currently fighting the Avengers right now in the comics, I believe. Justice League is currently teaming up with Sonic the Hedgehog and friends right now in the comics.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
just all over the place. But yeah, the next big one is TMNT Godzilla crossover, which can arguably make sense if there's
a little bit more fitting, yeah.
ooze and reptilian.
They're reptile ones.
Exactly. And another big thing is that Ultimate Spider-Man issue 24 got revealed, and it's going to be the final issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, which is going to then cause the Ultimate Universe to have a big storyline again. This time it's called Endgame,
Whoa.
which
never
may
heard of
be
that.
right. Never heard that title before. Which may be the end of the Ultimate Universe again.
Oh, right. Again. Yeah. Right.
Again, because
And then it'll come back again.
the maker will somehow live, and 10 years down the road, he'll
Yeah.
redo the Ultimate
Yeah, the
Universe.
Ultimate
I
Universe will
am
be back.
enjoying the Ultimate Universe this time around. It's nice that there's not like a dozen titles either. It's just 3 titles.
Yeah, it
Four-
is nice.
4
Easier
titles.
to follow along. Yeah.
Yes, 4 titles. Because you got the Ultimates, which is basically their version of the Avengers. You got Spider-Man, X-Men, and Black Panther.
You gotta have Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah, and this title
That's like the
is-
whole reason the Ultimate Universe exists.
Exactly. Literally, though. Ultimate Spider-Man back in the mid-2000s was a great story.
So
Introduced Miles Morales. He's huge now, obviously.
massive.
Miles Morales is a
Massive.
fan favorite of characters.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, Jonathan Hickman is writing Ultimate Spider-Man, and he's a phenomenal writer. So I'm really excited to see how he's going to wrap it all up. I'm obviously... It's issue 18 is out right now. So we're like 6-7 months away from the end of the Ultimate Universe again.
Well, and that's to say maybe, who knows, there could be maybe more of a proper story that ends up being intertwined in there.
with
that
the
they-
main continuity and stuff
Could
too.
be like, yeah, it could be like a 6-issue story that's thrown in later.
Exactly. Easy peasy.
You know, we've nothing we haven't seen before.
No, exactly. Comic books rinse and repeat every few years, to be honest.
All the time. Happens
But-
all the time. Sometimes they're bops.
Sometimes they're flops.
Look at you, conversions. Not a fan.
Yeah.
Was not a fan of that.
Looking at you, Rebirth, Convergence, Original Sin.
Ooh, yeah. Original Sin was not.
Original Sin had such a good setup of like who killed the Watcher, who steal the eyeballs.
Secret Wars 3 though.
Secret Wars 3 came back, hit.
That was a hit.
Great story. I would love
Yeah,
to reread that
iconic
one.
name too, and
yeah,
they lived up to it. I think they did
Exactly.
a great job.
so many things happened with that.
Well,
change.
and we might be exploring potential elements of that story in the MCU, which
Exactly.
is exciting.
Avengers vs. X-Men.
I never want to see Convergence done in DC.
If they did Convergence, they would just be trying to ruin their movie verse that they don't even have.
Yeah. Moving on, we had Prime Video sharing a first look at The Mighty Nine, which is announced November 19th premiere, along with the animated series and all-star guest cast, which, if you're unfamiliar, this is the campaign 2 for Critical Role getting its animated series. Personally, that is when I started getting into
Yep.
Critical Role, was with campaign 2. So
Are you pumped to see this then?
I am definitely more attached, because I think the first campaign is good, but I feel like there's a lot of nostalgia for the people that were there from the beginning. But if you weren't there and you joined during, like, it's kind of like, what's a good example? I feel like, you know, your first anime that you really liked, like, that's kind of always gonna be
Yeah.
one of your favorites, even if it's
Nostalgia.
not
just
good.
like
It just has that like special.
special place in
place
your
in your
heart.
heart.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I feel about the Mighty Nine, and I'm pretty excited. Not gonna lie.
I respect
It's
it.
just weird. The only weird thing is, and this was the same in the first campaign when they got animated, which was, it is so weird to watch it, one, visually,
come to
alive.
life. Yeah.
but the other thing is, all the voices aren't Matt.
Only
It's
some of
actually-
them are.
It's actually so weird when you're like, you're listening and you just, Matt does, he's so talented.
Matt Mercer kills
And
it
how he
every time.
remembers what characters sound like, I have no idea. But it's just so, it's both good, but also like kind of like takes you out for a bit when you're like, oh yeah, right, they can't all be Matt now. That wouldn't make sense.
Yep.
But I'm interested to see how they adjust it, because that's the one cool thing, is seeing how you take a campaign that has been hours and hours of lore and footage to go through,
And you have to cut it down. to
but make it more of a story that makes sense,
more
that
cohesive.
follows your proper ups and downs
Yeah.
and character arcs and whatnot. So I'm interested to see how they change things for the Mighty Nine, but I'm super excited. And I feel like we should we'll go right up
Yeah.
to our after San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah. During Gen Con, huge reveal. CR4 Critical Role Campaign 4. The biggest twist and turn is that Matt Mercer will be a player this time around, and Brandon Lee Mulligan, the man from Dropout himself, the Dimension 20 DM,
Yep.
will be DMing this thing. And
He's no new character though to
No.
Critical Role. He's done
No,
a lot of mini stuff for them.
And Matt Mercer
miniseries.
and Brandon Lee Mulligan are great friends. They've done so many interviews, podcasts, etc. And something I want to add to here is that they are adding 2 people to their team as well, who were recently people that used to work with Wizards of the Coast for Dungeons and Dragons, and they have quit Wizards of the Coast, if I understand correctly, and joined the Critical Role team.
Interesting.
So that's wild to me.
Yeah, so
obviously-
that's October, I believe, is going to be the first episode
Yes.
of the campaign 4. Now, did they mention, are they going to be playing with their Daggerheart system, or are they going to be still playing Dungeons and Dragons?
I think they're gonna keep them separate. Like Critical Role will be Dungeons and Dragons mostly, and then they'll do a separate thing for Daggerheart. And based on Daggerheart 2, for those who don't know, Daggerheart is a new original TTRPG, tabletop RPG that everyone from Critical Role kind of created together, taking their favorite things from 5e and 4e and like 3rd edition and everything like that, and kind of revamped it and made their new thing, and it sold out. People loved it.
Yeah, I can't remember the team they worked with, but yeah, it was obviously a lot of time, effort went into the development of it. It's much more story focused is kind of the goal.
More narration style.
As opposed to just being a little bit more all over the place in combat, being very strict, because I think the combat in it is a little bit more fluid where people can just kind of do stuff.
Do it as they go, yeah.
Well, maybe we'll pick up the starter kit and give her a go with some people and see what
I think
you
it'd
guys
be great.
think.
If we can get our hands on it.
If we can get our hands on it.
Daggerheart has done well enough that they're bringing it to Kickstarter.
Yeah, bringing it back.
Bringing it back to Kickstarter for people to for sure get a copy of it. And on top of that, they're going to be adding class packs as well, which will conclude 76 cards, which will hold everything a player needs to be able to play their class.
I like the card thing. That's a very
The card is really nice, to be honest.
Makes it, I think, easier for a lot of people visually.
It's tough when you're trying to write everything
There's
down
a lot
in those
going
little
on.
spots.
There's
And
so
you're
much
like
going on.
trying to remember it and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if you're not using like a tool like D&D Beyond, like just the paper, it is tough. Yeah. But yeah, super excited for Critical Role Campaign 4. I don't believe you've ever listened to any of them.
I've only seen montages, clips. I've never actually sat down and listened to it.
Maybe
That's
the
a
first time.
commitment for
Maybe,
sure.
You know, throw it on in the background.
Yeah, I think if I can get right off the bat, like if I can start
Easier,
with,
yeah.
it's a lot easier because it's daunting.
Are you saying it's daunting when you look at like 80 episodes that are 4 hours each?
Yeah, and you're like, I have to, but then they also constantly reference like old campaigns and
that's
stuff too,
true,
and you're like,
yeah.
okay, I should really start 180
at the
episodes
beginning.
before, and you're like, man, just wild. Going down the role playing train.
Yeah, keep
might as
going.
well get these
keep
two.
her going.
These are two big things that I thought was good to announce. Magpie Games announced that Tumere, the role-playing game, they released it at Gen Con on Thursday. They've partnered with the author of the book series to make her world come to life. It's going to be crowdfunding in 2026 with a full release in 2027. This book series is basically alternate history during the giant war with Napoleon, except there's dragons.
Why not?
It's an
Everything's better with dragons.
Yeah, it's a historical fiction 9-book series, by the way. So she's been writing it, I think it was for like 14, 15 years. But it is a crazy good book series from what I've heard. Covers look great. Story seems great. So that's really big. Renegade Game Studios, one of my favorite game studios for tabletop RPGs. They are Power Rangers, Transformers, G.I. Joe.
The system that you are
the system that I am very familiar with.
Yeah.
They came up with a new system for a Welcome
Massive.
to Night Vale
Yeah,
to start
Yeah.
RPG, which is they did an original system for that, different from Power Rangers. That's based on a giant podcast that I really enjoy. But the more important news is that they're making an RPG based on Matt Dinneman's Dungeon Crawler Carl book series.
which has been a massive book talk series.
Huge.
Yeah, I've seen so many people recommend like you don't even need to read. They're like, you don't even have to read the full series. Just read the first book.
First book, but those books, they have the Harry Potter effect where each book just gradually
they're
gets
so
bigger
thick.
and bigger and bigger, and I know we say things are daunting, but it's daunting, you know.
It's scary. It's like looking at Brandon Sanderson and like trying to dive in.
Where do I start? What series do I start with? Do I go like release order? Do I go from story order? It's those big popular sci-fi fantasy writers, probably the most daunting when it comes to wanting to get into books. Because then like you watch an interview with like Brandon Sanderson, for example, you're like, yeah, this guy and this author was my inspiration. You're like, oh crap, should I read some of theirs so that I can properly appreciate
Yeah, and then you
Brandon
look at
Sanderson?
Wheel of Time and you're like, never mind.
Yeah, and then you're like, wow, Wheel of Time. 13 books. Oh, the smallest book is 900 pages. Wow.
And then you look
I'm
at
never
Brandon
gonna get to
Sanderson's
Brandon
books, and you're like,
Sanderson.
things are starting to make a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're like, oh, his smallest book is 700 pages. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I guess I'll
see.
start there.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Wild. But yeah, so that's RPG World.
The RPG World, which were a lot of the bigger announcements, I would say, overall. But just recently, we've had the reveal or teaser reveal, I don't really know what to call it, but of the new Spider-Man suit.
Yes.
Which actually ended up having some controversy because apparently Sony revealed the wrong suit. And now people are like, oh, maybe they revealed what's supposed to be the end game suit of that movie, because usually we see more than one Spider-Man suit in the films.
Like every time that Tom Holland is involved, like, oh, we revealed the wrong thing. I'm like,
But this wasn't his fault.
this wasn't his fault. No.
But
Or
yeah,
was it?
what did
No.
you think of the suit?
I think it looks cool. It gives me that Andrew Garfield vibe.
It's very classic Spider-Man look.
It's finally nice, which sounds weird, but we have the spider is bigger than his fist, which I've always enjoyed about Spider-Man suits.
Spider bigger than his fist. Also, web shooters.
Web shooters that you can physically see.
Yes.
They're not just under it; they're full on there.
Which makes me believe that we are going to get maybe a fun moment, at least one, to him running out of webbing midair.
I hope so.
I think
It's
I
that
think we'll get it.
comedic style that we just need just once for the Spider-Man. But yeah, I think the suit looks good. I saw some clips of behind the scenes of them swinging through New York, not using like special effects and stuff.
Yeah, that looked crazy. The
So-
rig they had set up.
Yeah, so I'm happy that they're taking the proper style choice. Of
Yeah, it could.
filmmaking.
Hopefully, it translates well to the film.
Mhm.
You guys will have to drop comments down below of what you thought of. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the Spider-Man suit and you've seen some of the clips. Also, there's that iconic photo now, apparently, that has been taken from like a fan who just took one, and it's like Spider-Man looking like he's just getting up. It looks
Yeah, it looks
epic.
a great photo, to be fair.
But yeah, let us know down in the comments below what you think of the Spider-Man suit. If you're excited to see Spider-Man back to your proper friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, I'm sure some people are really looking forward to that. But on top of that, we saw the Punisher on set,
Yep.
looking great, looking chef kiss. I'm
Controversial.
sure a lot of OG Spider-Man fans, if you're deep into the Spider-Man lore, will know that Punisher actually's first appearance was in fact in a Spider-Man comic. So fun to see them finally. It only makes sense that they
Yeah, it really does.
it's him and Daredevil, and then him and a Spider, like that. It just makes sense. So happy to see that. I'm excited for the movie when it finally comes out. But that's also because, like, I mean,
You're a Spider-Man fan to be.
Yeah.
So
I would watch it no matter what. So
Yeah. And we will watch it no matter what.
that is also true.
Exactly. Moving on, outside of Gen Con, outside of San Diego Comic-Con, we could not do an episode without talking about a little bit of anime.
Yeah. Biggest anime news I would say is that we have the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle arc, first movie, I believe, of 3.
3.
And
Classic.
I didn't write it down, but apparently there are years for each of the movies has been released, and we're gonna be waiting for Demon Slayer to end for a while.
Yeah, we got like 5 more years of Demon Slayer movies, and I'm like, just
Let it end.
let it end, or just make it into seasons. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like doing
here we are. This
here
makes
we
money,
are.
and that's what this is about. First movie,
money.
only in Japan, has already passed 100 mil in 2 weeks. And it's not even out here yet.
Yeah,
And it's only going to go up. I saw there were some people making estimates that they think that this movie could make up to 700, 800 million,
I could see that actually.
which would be insane.
The animation's pretty.
Yeah, but it's a Japanese. It's not just a Japanese animated film. It's a Japanese animated film of a last arc. You have
Yeah.
to already be invested enough to get to this point.
But to be fair, I mean, Demon Slayer's not that long in comparison.
Oh, I'm not saying it
others,
is. I just
but-
mean you have to already be.
Yeah.
It's not like Your Name, right? Where you can
no,
just go
it's
in
not
and
a
go watch it.
one-off. Yeah. We did see some interesting things with Demon Slayer when it came out, though. Like first season, like people that weren't anime
Oh,
fans
it's one of the
were
biggest-
jumping in, right?
It blew up. So
So-
I'm not surprised, but it's looking like it's going to be doing some very impressive numbers.
Yep.
And I'm sure all the higher up execs are very happy with themselves, especially knowing there's still going to be multiple movies coming out.
Oh yeah.
Other news we have is Takopi Original Sin wrapped up. It was only 6 episodes for this season. And not that I don't take a ton of stock in this specific stat because this may come as a shock, but I do not go to IMDb for my anime related.
Don't?
No, it's
what?
not where I go. But it is the only anime in history to have 9+ ratings on all of its episodes on IMDb. To be fair, I'm putting an asterisk there. 1, IMDb. 2, it's only 6 episodes. But I think I have 2 episodes left. I know that you also have a few episodes left of it. It is one of those series, without putting spoilers out, that you're not exactly going to go back to rewatch, but you can respect.
Yes, you can respect the art form.
Yeah, you can respect the storytelling,
it's,
the art, the animation. You can be like, okay, yeah, what I watched was definitely
different.
not bad. It was good, but I don't ever want to watch that again. But yeah, it's been
a wild ride.
It's been nice, especially if you like consider there's a lot of sequels and shonen in the current season. It was something different, you know?
Something different.
Sprinkle a little something different in there. Vinland Saga officially ended. I have not caught up yet. I'm only a few chapters behind, but that is both sad, but I'm hoping we keep getting some more of the anime to catch up as well. Man, that I think early 2000s is when it first started the manga. So
come on, it was
good run.
Good run for Vinland Saga.
Good run. Solo Leveling Ragnarok, which is I believe the sequel series to Solo Leveling, the manhwa, also has ended. And then I know this one's big for you, Matt, which is Kaiju number 8 also ended recently.
Yeah.
You have anything to say about the ending? Did you are
I finished it. I enjoyed it. This was
controversial ending,
No.
good, bad?
I think the ending was solid. This might be a hot take, but I liked it better than the ending of JJK and My Hero.
Well, I don't think those were
I'm just saying
particularly well.
Yeah,
received.
I think this did the proper thing of like, hey, this is his goal. This is what happened.
Here we go.
Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom. Giant final fight. The whole final boss.
Gotta have the big final fight.
And here's a wrap up. And then it did one of my favorite things, which I feel like we don't get sometimes, is here's what everyone's doing after now that the giant war and everything's done.
You're a big fan of getting the little extra.
I
know
like
that some people like the story to just kind of be like, not just wrap up, but kind of like you have the climax.
Yeah.
And you kind of just be like, okay, everything's settled down. Maybe they have like a nice little victory, whatever, and then it's done.
I don't have an issue with that, but I find like in certain series, you're like, here's all these supporting characters, and here's your main 4 characters. The end of the
that you've been following.
Those characters have been there with the main characters the entire time, but you get closure for those main characters, and that's it. Like I feel like certain manga, you don't get the proper closure for those other characters. Where I feel like Kaiju number 8, you obviously have Kaiju number 8, and you have his female friend.
And you have a decent
and you have
cast
a good
that you get to know.
supporting characters that you're like, oh, I want to know what happened with him. So when you get to the end and they're like, hey, this is what happened with this guy, this is what this guy's doing now, and you're like, you know what, I feel
that was me for Haikyuu.
Okay,
so but I think the way Haikyuu did it was very well done, because so you're saying there's the climax, then you kind of get into it, maybe like a little bit of a
aftermath, epilogue, done.
Yeah. The way they do it in Haikyuu is the final arc takes place in the future. And it's like a professional volleyball game.
Nice.
Past high school. But as you're watching the volleyball game, it starts going to the crowd where past players or the high school or they faced are in the stands or watching on TV.
See, I like that.
And that's how they kind of show what everyone's been doing or what they're in school for, etc., while watching the final arc happen with you.
See, that's what I mean. That's what I enjoy. Like
I think that's a good way of not taking it out, because it's kind of doing it as the arc's wrapping up, instead of being like, oh, we finished, we're settling down. Ooh, this time later, this is what everyone's doing. I feel like that's a little bit more forced feeling.
I think it depends on the setting, because with Kaiju number 8, for example, it being in a government setting, when you get the epilogue, something happens, they're like, oh, let me call this person. Oh, this person's now in charge, or this person, that makes sense.
Oh, this person's doing that,
Yeah, I think it's different if they were to try to do it with My Hero. The issue with My Hero is there was too many characters, and that is
some would say 2 whole classes.
Yeah, two whole
the
classes,
professional heroes.
plus the professional heroes, plus the bad guys that we came to care about. You know, So obviously there was no way we're getting that with My Hero, or else we would have had 4 more volumes.
Yeah, that's true.
But with like JJK, I feel like there wasn't really that.
It wasn't that.
Like,
it was also felt pretty rushed, and then they
ending
kind
did
of felt like
feel
they were
very
starting
rushed.
another story for no reason, which led nowhere, which was also
Yeah.
strange. Without spoiling anything.
But like
it
My
was
Promised
just
Neverland
bad.
had a good ending. That one didn't have the giant epilogue, but it was like, hey,
It was implied.
this is what happened to everyone. Done.
Yeah,
I'm like, you know what? I kind of like that, just so we have proper closure.
that's valid.
With Haiku, for example, like you are following a good group of
Yeah, and you get attached to other schools.
exactly
Maybe not their whole team, but members
certain
of different
individuals
teams,
that you
yeah.
you want to be like, I wonder what happened to him, and you get that closure.
Yeah.
Anyways, long story short, Kaiju number 8 ending was really well done. I think I rated it 8 out of 10 as a whole of the manga, because there wasn't any arcs that I'm like, oh, this is bad and kind of meh.
That's what you like to see.
And I'm a kaiju fan, so
You are a big kaiju
I like
fan.
me some kaijus.
Yeah, it was definitely a manga
Yes.
slash anime meant for you.
Yes, and it was fun too. I always I don't take pride in myself, but I enjoy reading a manga that like before even got confirmed to be an anime, knowing that like I know it sounds hipstery, like oh I was reading before the anime,
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
there's some enjoyment to be like yeah, like I've been there since the beginning, like
I know it.
yeah,
Yeah, I know what's gonna happen. I know
exactly.
And
Like
you get to
it's-
be excited for the anime.
exactly
being
You're
like,
I
"Ooh,
wonder how
this
they're gonna
arc's
animate
coming."
this fight or
Yeah.
how this, and then
And you get to be disappointed.
like Promised Neverland and never seen that Goldie Pond arc.
Sad.
But anyways,
One day they'll make a season 2.
One day they'll make a season 2 of Promised Neverland. Here's hoping. Before we wrap up, to follow up on our anime, obviously, if you're new here, we do anime of the month every month.
Yeah, and we
The
are
last episode.
Well, we're halfway through the month, so it's a good time to remind everyone that if you want to join in for the month of August, you got a lot of work to
Yeah.
do because it's a little bit longer. This
20 episodes. Nisekoi False Love
Yep, that is the
on
anime. for August.
Crunchyroll, I believe. It's comedy romance. So if you like comedy or like romance, or like rom-coms, this could be for you.
It could be, or maybe try something new.
Or try something.
That's something Matt has done a lot during this anime of the month, and I feel like for the most part,
I've enjoyed it.
I think
And it's wanting me to branch out for seasonal anime and stuff too. I've been watching more seasonal animes that aren't my forced shonens.
that's good. I feel like the worst anime we've probably watched for anime of the month actually are more in our
Wheelhouse.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because we're more critical of them,
That could be it, to be
or they're
honest.
just bad.
Or our share was just bad.
Yeah, that's also possible. But yeah, so we also have a Discord. The link tree for that will be down in the description below, where you can join our
Hello.
Discord. And we have a section there for Anime of the Month. We just have a role that you have to click the little emote to join that role, and then boom, you have the Anime Month there for you, and you can join in the conversation and maybe let us know your thoughts, and we can bring them up on the pod. And that is the last episode of every
the
month.
And if there's an anime that you guys want us to check out that we haven't talked about, or neither of us have seen, or anything like that, or you want us to talk about for Anime of the Month, let us know. We're always up to suggestions.
That is true. And
So-
also another big thing that we would like to throw out there is if there's any obscure superhero films that we should check out, and maybe you want to hear our thoughts about, maybe not as a podcast episode, but maybe as a
extra video.
little extra review for some obsolete films, if you will. We would be not opposed to doing that, I think.
I would totally be up for that.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for a good superhero film or a bad superhero film. But anyways,
You could talk about either way.
Exactly. Thank you guys so much for listening, watching, subscribing, commenting, liking the whole shebang. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday, wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye.
Bye.
TNMP, the Nerdy Misfit Podcast. Don't forget to join the island by dropping a follow. Thank you, and see you next week.